Alright, guys. Welcome to episode 42, I think. The higher the number gets, the more unconfident I get about saying it. Episode 42 of Pokerole. Should be, yeah.
It is indeed episode 42. You all have put up with this for 42 long sessions.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Over a year of sessions.
Yes.
And we're
Soon
just
to be
now
2
making
years
it
of
back
sessions.
What was that, Kyrio?
I said, and we're just now making it back to the canyon.
I'm done making apologies about the length of Sea Spray.
There's no, especially when there's nothing to apologize for. Just because something, there's a difference. There's a difference between a series dragging on and a series moving slowly. Do you know what I mean?
There were like 3 arcs in Sea Spray. It's fine.
And we left Sea Spray for you know, the dungeons and stuff. Forest.
Yeah.
That I've already forgotten the
Plus
name of
we,
because I'm really smart.
Plus, we of course created B plots.
Yeah, we did that all.
Yeah. Yeah. I tend to create B plots in every game I'm in.
Speaking of B plots,
There was never a B plot quite like what we had in the when we were trying to rescue the prince. We had quite the B plot.
oh yeah, the bees. But
Sorry,
yes,
I couldn't help myself.
Speaking of side plots and various things, last time on Pokerole was you guys basically getting ready for and initiating your goodbyes so that you could go with everybody else back to Savantown. It's literally the most concise summary that I have.
Mhm.
I need to stop doing that. Brooke collected a jar of ocean water. It has a bunch of extra jars. Ralph helped Mawile pack, and she's coming with the pioneers, so she's there to pester with questions, if any of the other team members so desire. I'm sure Ralph will pester her in other ways. I'm not quite sure I remember what Riley was doing during the last day. I think he just trained.
We also went to visit the shaman.
Yeah. Oh yes, thank you. Somebody has to remind me of things.
Quite a few were there for the shaman, I think.
I know there was morning activities. You all went and got free lunch. And Riley and V got into it. And V was a little monster for all of 10 minutes. And then you all went and visited the shaman as part of the goodbyes and the checking on things. And the shaman is conscious? Question mark? They're not all there.
Glad to be able to catch a
And
stream
it's real
again.
obvious to everyone that they're not all there. And it was kind of sad and depressing.
And we got some very sad and depressing artwork that was really good. Was it on the back of this? Nope.
No.
Goodbye, Bufflax.
Goodbye, Bufflax. I'm gonna remove it.
Really?
Eventually.
Really, Ralph?
What?
He's moving his cursor over the buttons in slow circles.
Wow. Anyways, this is the image in question from last session.
It's very poignant and appropriate. I believe Ralph also basically figured out how the taser should work, but he
Yes,
needs the
indeed.
materials to make it work. Riley
Hi.
got ticks on Blaze Kick, and Lizard trained up an evasion point. Like a good little lizard.
The best lizard.
I think Tucker also got empathy last session.
Yes. I forget what exactly was the trigger for that, or if it just kind of incidentally came on.
I'm trying to remember my reasoning, but I'm sure that if I watch the video back, I'll remember it.
I can think of multiple reasons. I'm not sure what the inception of it was, though. The true birth of this ability, so to speak.
But yes.
Oh, it was probably the shaman,
Empathy is
actually.
Tucker's-
I believe he did it after the
probably.
shaman scene, so that's what I would imply from it.
But yes, empathy allows Tucker to share in the fate of others. It is able to help them resist status effects. Useful considering there is actually a lack of berries and anti-status effect items amongst your group.
Mm-hmm. Does this ability have to be prepped in combat?
Prepped as in...
Like I hold a move, and then if somebody gets poisoned, I can like help them.
You can use it whenever they would make their resistance roll. If you so choose. You
Mhm.
can also hold the move if it would happen on their turn and their turn is, say, after your turn normally.
I'm just saying. I assume accuracy penalties apply.
Yes, accuracy penalties would apply. If it happens if the resistance roll would happen at the top of a round, that means you could do it at the start of a round to help them, and an accuracy penalty would only apply to the next action.
Meaning that
Because it would be your first action of the round.
Meaning that in a way, empathy would be more useful if I was near the bottom of the list, because if I was needed for that, I could trigger it without any penalties. Of course, if I did so, then when my turn came around, I'm sure I would incur penalties of anything else.
Yes.
Yeah. Logical.
If I remember right, the group of pioneers made it out through Rusty Canyon and made camp, and that's where we stopped. Which is why everybody's asleep.
Yes. I suppose I'd be remiss not to casually mention that Light apparently came by for the send-off. Which is logical. I think he said he was going to do that in another session.
Yes, he did. I figured I would allow you guys to determine how that went in private.
Sure. Simply mention it for the benefit of the public to know that other pooch was still interested in saying goodbye, basically.
Yes, Tucker's adorable pen pal made an appearance.
Don't have to sound so begrudging about it, but okay.
Scrambly details. Recap done. Time to get back into things.
So does that mean, it's the next day in the morning, or
It is indeed the next day in the morning. I'm sorry. I didn't know if anyone had anything else to say.
do I have night terrors? How about that? So I feel as though I have to ask every night now.
I mean, you don't. But if you're going to ask, go ahead and roll me a die.
Oh, great. Me and my big mouth.
Yes.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, you're fine. There are no night terrors for you. Pleasant dreams, besides you have a lizard.
For some reason isn't sleeping, apparently.
Oh. Yeah, he kind of woke up when I loaded the table again. I still don't really understand if that random red spot on his head is a glitch or not. What do you
It's
think?
not a random red spot, it's his tongue.
Why is it touching the
That,
top of
why,
his
is,
head?
why is it on his forehead, though?
Yeah, it's his tongue. For whatever reason.
I didn't even know he had a tongue in the mod. Oh, that's not the same color as his tongue. He does have a tongue, though, you're right.
Get out of his model.
I don't see a red spot.
Fate's him, you'll see it.
Weird.
He's always done that. I just figured I'd randomly pay attention to it.
I always assumed it was the tongue. Never mind. Doesn't matter. It's another morning. And you're not in sea spray anymore. So it's kind of dry and dusty. Then again, you probably expected this, having slept in Rusty Canyon.
It's called Rusty Canyon, not Dusty Canyon.
Rust is dusty.
I mean,
I guess my canyon sleeping skills are a little rusty.
You really don't want this canyon to be made of rust because A, that would stain all of you, and B, you don't want to get that on or in you. And you'd be facing a lot more steel types, so...
Ahem. I believe Rusty Canyon is named after the red dust it has. It's not actually rust, it's just the red rocks and such, and the dustiness.
This is correct. A great deal of its sediment is in hues of red and, like,
Every
copper and, red-brown.
yeah, a rust canyon every 30 minutes or so in game time we'd have to roll against getting tetanus. That'd be awful.
You all are awakened by the sounds of the other pioneers packing up camp and getting ready to go.
You know what I'm gonna miss most of all about being in Sea Spray?
No, and I don't particularly care.
Well, I'll tell you anyway. The free breakfast is.
We get a free meal anyway.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
You say that to Rise's face. See how that goes for you?
I couldn't quite guess that.
Say that to Rise's face. See how that goes for you.
Well, it's more good, but there's not as much of it.
Uh-huh.
I know, right? Zeal, of course, pops up out of next to nowhere. I always ask for extra portions and they say no.
Yeah, and you're your prince, so what hope do we have? Go.
I have no idea. Also, okay, bye, he says as the graveler traveling with you all grabs the prince by the tail and begins to drag him away.
Thank
Prince
you.
is still under observation.
We owe you one. It sounds good enough. Well, luckily, we brought the most bestest little part of Sea Spray with us in that red mile.
God, get a room.
We intend to.
I mean, that would be pretty hard out here.
I mean, not here, but, baggage.
Mawile taps her
Where we
cheek for a
live.
moment as she thinks. I mean, unless you know Sandtomb. I'm sorry, Rock Tomb.
Ralph debates something in his head. He like puts up one finger like he's about to say something and then goes, no, I don't.
I figured as much.
Yeah, I mean, technically I have about a 1 in 60 shot.
Lizard begins to scoot behind Riley for protection. I think we're pretty good for now. Mawile just smiles, hefting her large pack, and begins walking with the rest of the group as everybody starts to just create this messy sort of line of traveling. With Pangoro and Rise at the head, of course.
I mean, no reason to hang around. Just join the conga line.
What about Tucker and Brooke? Do they do anything special in the morning?
Well, not much besides kind of dusting himself off, Tucker would. As the floofiest person in the party, he has to worry about that a little bit. He does kind of tend to his bag as well, and just kind of double check what he has. Not that he has a lot, aside from money. He has a fair amount of that. He's kind of impressed by his own earnings, actually, as he kind of reviews. He also takes a look at his new dress, opting not to put it on. Not yet. After what happened in that swamp, he's learned that he has to be a bit careful of it. So this occurred to me, I do not actually have a dress in the inventory. Let me add that.
Well, you have the item. It's a garment.
Oh, right. It's a garment. I'm dumb. However, it's not currently being worn, so technically, I'm going to put it over here. Obviously, it wouldn't work too well in a dusty canyon like this.
Might be a smart idea to have it put away. You never know when sneaky Pokemon might skitter by and take your items.
Though anyone who's looking at him when he does look into his pack may observe that he does pine to put it on. But for now, nah.
I take it that Brooke probably stares longingly at the jarred seawater.
I was trying to think of what to say. I guess so, yeah.
Doesn't have to, that's just my assumption. Alas, Brooke did not get to say goodbye to Jocelyn, the only cool champion.
That's too bad.
You
I'm
know
sure he was
what
busy
this-
doing something else.
You know what this calls for? One of our trademark traveling songs.
I'm going to a different part of the line.
He shouts to all the Pokemon around him. So, you guys all know the words, right? Country road.
I'm going to the back of the line. I'm out. I'm leaving.
Come on, everybody. Sing along.
First and foremost, that is a human song. None of the Pokemon will recognize it. But you'll get at least 3 different travel songs going along the line.
Yes!
Oh.
Anywhere from 99 bottles of berry juice on the wall to I've been working in the orchard.
Oh, Ralph will join into one of the 99 bottles of berry juice.
I was just looking forward to not having a headache.
I'm sorry, Riley.
Amongst all the merit, I like Riley's like, ugh, general merriment and energy and vigor. Ugh, I hate this. Tucker will probably...
Random people trying to sing traveling songs. It's horrible.
Tucker, oblivious to Riley's annoyance, will probably chime in with a few yips and yaps here and there.
Lizard will be unable to help themselves. They'll begin humming along with one of the travel songs.
Oh god.
It's infectious.
Or something to that effect.
Adorable.
Rook's just enjoying the lack of silence.
Meanwhile, Riley would prefer it to be quiet.
Yeah, you know what? I don't get a lot of quiet.
It's fine. You're going somewhere. There's Marie. You could ask for some wool to make some earplugs.
I don't think I know how to do that. I'm not. I have one brain cell.
I mean, it's not that hard to come up with stuffing cotton in your ears for silence, but okay. If you want to play it that way.
Stupid.
It's around midday, maybe a bit after, when you all finally see the familiar sight of Old Man Mudbray's ranch. It feels like it's been an eternity since you've seen this place.
Like
It's been like, what, a week?
It's been a week. Yeah, it's been a week.
It has been a long week.
This week felt like half a year or better.
Sure enough, the pioneers start to head towards the barn in general. At least those that don't start to mill around the ranch itself. While Pangora and Rise go to speak with Old Man Mudbray. Leaving the rest of you free to do as you please. For now. A reminder as to what's here at the ranch is Old Man Mudbray's house, which houses a fair number of Pokemon, which has a cellar that Brook nearly flooded.
Right.
There is a barn building, and there's a pen where the Mareep are in.
Oh no. Serial's message.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
Did you remember?
Oh no.
Characters, I wasn't there.
That's right.
Fucking excuses.
The
That
Mareep
was you.
wanted a souvenir.
Wait, who is responsible for getting a souvenir?
You and Ralph.
Uh-oh.
I might have something.
I have empty jars.
You have a bottle. A bottle of meat.
It's true.
You do
It
have
is true.
something.
You have empty jars you bought from Sea Spray. They could probably do something with that.
No, Ralph may have something too.
Yeah, I have a bottle. A black one.
Use the jars. Why are you guys so excited about giving a sheep a jar? Look, it's a jar. You could do so much of it. Enjoy.
You got an empty jar.
You should have been more specific when you said souvenir.
Many things can fit inside of it.
That's true.
Including the all-encompassing nothing.
It's like an empty bottle in Legend of Zelda. You're stoked to get one.
Lizard, by the way, is skittish.
Why?
They actually break away from Riley and go to hide in the farmhouse.
Well, that's a bit bizarre.
It's a very shenanigan-y thing. Should I go for it?
When Tubby is debating whether or not to do a shenanigan, I'm a little worried.
Well, he's mulling it over. I'm gonna go follow Liz to see if, what's up.
Tucker actually bends an ear to seeing, bends an ear curiously when Lizard runs off, but, seeing that Riley is on it, he leaves Riley to that.
So, Mr. Mawile, and he keeps his voice as low as possible. Do you feel like being a little bit naughty today? I was thinking we could seek out a little bit of a thrill.
Mawile gives Ralph a bit of an incredulous look, folding her arms. Alright, Mr. Ralph, what do you have in mind?
I was thinking we find some place to hide and see if we can't get away with a little something, even while there are so many other Pokemon around.
Oh my fucking god.
Is this a moment where I need to fade to black? Be honest with me, Tubby. Do I need to fade to black for this, or is it something else entirely?
It's exactly what I'm alluding to because it's hilarious.
Oh my fucking... Wait, what? Why?
What
I'm gonna go drink.
Wine cellar? You, me, the wine cellar, maybe. I'm sure we could get away with it there. It'll be such a thrill. Oh, I'm just... I like taking risks.
I don't even know.
Is this PG-13?
With proper cuts, it is.
Mawile just smiles, pats Ralph on the head, and sets up her pack by the Marie pen and pulls out a book to read.
Oh. Ralph will just kind of chuckle at that. Yeah, I guess that is one heck of a take. I'm just a adrenaline junkie. Yeah,
I could not hear half of that.
He said, yeah, it is a pretty risk to take, and he laughed and said, I guess I'm just an adrenaline junkie. Yo, come to think of it, it didn't used to be that way. I guess being in this team has really brought out the thrill-seeking side of me.
By the way, speaking of the Mareep, a trio of them clop up and poke their heads through the fencing, staring particularly at Ralph and Tucker.
Ty, you should come back later when it's time for me to go to sleep. I'll count you, and that would be super helpful.
Hey! You're the one who promised us a souvenir from Sea Spray.
You know, I completely and totally forgot about that, but I might have something anyway.
Another one looking particularly at Tucker as well. That one too! Don't tell us you've forgotten. We promised you some wool in trade.
Tucker goes wide-eyed for a little bit, then gets a kind of sheepish, ironically, expression.
This was a pretty busy week, so I might have forgotten just a little bit.
The Mareep look displeased.
So I didn't forget just a little bit. I totally completely forgot. But how's this? Is this good? He pulls out the black pearl. I forget what I traded for this. I think I traded like a seashell for the pearl. Here you go.
The Mareep stare at the pearl wide-eyed. And then the leading Mareep just sort of squints at Ralph. What are we supposed to do with this? I don't know. It looks kind of pretty. We could put it on the end of one of the fence poles. I kind of want to wear it on my tail.
Alright, that's a good idea. But you guys share it.
Hmm.
And, you share
There
it.
is some bleated debate between the Mareep, and they decide to give you a small clump of their wool, roughly equal in size to the black pearl.
It's a good trade.
And then they take the pearl and summarily begin to roll around and quote-unquote fight each other for first ownership.
Like one of those trading quests.
Tucker, in the meanwhile, looks a little relieved that Ralph incidentally had something to give them, but he does continue to look apologetic. He seems to think for a bit.
I wonder if I could maybe make something? I feel bad.
He's kind of mutters to himself. And with that,
All
Tucker
right.
might actually wander off to consider this. Maybe looking around the ranch to see if there's something... If he couldn't bring back a souvenir, maybe he could at least make something special. He doesn't know what he could do, but maybe he could put something together that they would like.
What about Brooke? What's Brooke doing?
Honestly, I have no idea. I guess just wandering around and looking at stuff.
Hey, Kyra, you good today?
Yeah.
Okay. Seems like whenever Brooke comes up, it's like, I don't know.
Well, not a whole lot has happened just yet.
True.
Yeah, but Brooke is kind of reactionary.
True. He has to work off of others usually, huh? Okay. Okay. I can work with that.
Somebody throw a jar at him and that'll make something happen.
So Brooke's just doing nothing in particular? Just kind of meandering?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Tucker will actually kind of wander his way over to Brooke after kind of looking around the ranch, the dusty ranch, and just kind of going like, I don't really know. And he heads over to Brooke.
Hey, Brooke. I kind of forgot about a promise I made.
He'll then explain about the Mareep and how, when they were last at the ranch, both he and Ralph had promised to bring back souvenirs of some sort from Sea Spray.
I completely forgot to do this, and they were a little bit irritated. It was actually a trade, too. We were going to both get some wool from them, and I don't know, that might be useful. So I thought maybe I could make something to make up for the fact I forgot the souvenir, but I don't know what to make.
There it is.
Let me type something out just so I know what I'm going to say.
Sure, take your time. I'll get the game back up.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep, died. It's okay. I'll be back before you know it.
Alright, I know it.
It's up, so.
Oh, and I still had 3 more seconds before I would know it. So promise fulfilled.
For anybody wondering what's up with that, Steam mentioned maintenance today because of course it did.
Didn't Steam have maintenance yesterday?
Steam's stupid. It's always just a quick blip, though, so the table's back up. We're back to sleeping, but that's fine. I'll wake us up.
Still doing Rusty Canyon. Or the ranch. I forget if the ranch had a specific song.
You know, I actually planned on this, so I think I saved the... Wait, did I? Yeah, I did. I actually planned on this happening, so I had the picture ready to be put back up.
So, while Kyrio is composing Brooke's response, let's go back to Riley and Lizard.
Hi.
Yes, hello.
How are you today?
You enter into the farmhouse, and it's mildly crowded, if only because there are several Pokemon that are looking for where they're going to be setting up to sleep tonight. Most of them are ones that slept in the barn the last time you were here. So they want to be in the house today, and got first dibs, quote unquote.
Good for them. Where is my lizard?
2 seconds, I need to get the Marie Bull Club back.
If I find him hiding under a couch, so we got.
Hey, while you're at it, put my hand-drawn map in item form.
Okay. I'll add a description to that later. So, Lizard is huddled off in the corner, like beside a couch, and hidden kind of behind a side table that has a lamp on it. Just in this corner, trying to be as small and as hidden as possible.
It is staggeringly difficult to hide from Ariolo, so I'm pretty sure I can find him without much trouble.
Yeah, I was about to say, no, you don't have any trouble finding Lizard. At this point, you know Lizard's aura ping like the back of your paw.
If I know better than the back of my paw, to be honest.
Look at this lizard art. Just figured I'd mention relevant.
God.
Cute.
He's kind of flat.
No one say anything.
Pancake Lizard.
Lizard probably likes pancakes. And now I just
Pretty sure Lizard does.
picture a floppy one just hanging in his jaws that he's chopped down happily.
Pancake lizard.
Oh no. Anyway.
I'm gonna go up to him. I'm gonna kneel down in front of him and ask him what's on his mind.
It's nothing, really. I just prefer being somewhere that's a little cooler, that's all. It's just warm outside.
I don't think I need the aura dangles to know that that's not true.
No, you don't. Even Lizard's body language tells you that that's very much a lie.
Yeah.
No eye contact, fidgeting with their fingers and tail.
I mean, I'm not gonna pry if you don't want to tell me, but I know there's more going on.
I'll be okay. We're leaving soon, aren't we?
I think we're spending the night here.
Oh, right. Like before. You'll be okay?
I think so.
You'll
He knows
be
really
okay.
told me, so I'm just guessing.
Well, I did see a Sceptile and an Apom and a couple of other pioneers. bringing bags inside, so I guess we are stopping for today. I thought it was only a 2-day trip going to Sea Spray. I guess we're taking longer. Going back.
I think everyone's a bit low to get moving on the return trip.
I would understand that. I didn't really want to go back on and things. I'm okay right here.
Lash is gonna sit down and lean against a nearby wall.
I'm actually unsure as to what exactly is wrong with Lizard.
Yeah, me too. However, I'm an emotion reader, not a mind reader. That's the revolution.
I'm pretty sure this happened a little bit last time we were here too.
Did it?
Yes.
It's been so long. I might be
And I think it has something to do with
Terrified of sheep.
Mistress Salazzle.
Serial just noted that too. Serial seems to be like really on point with like remembering things. Also, there was a question for you, Car.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, there was a question in the chat. People are asking if there's ducklets at the farm.
Well, if there weren't before, there are now.
Oh,
They got imported.
bit weird.
I mean,
Well, we're
Old
gone.
Man Mudbray probably has an assortment of other Pokemon at the ranch that I did not denote the first time. Also, there's so many Pokemon that would fit in a ranch. Please don't make me remember them all.
I like Duck's reaction to you
Does
saying
it-
that.
Does he have a flock of Miltanks? Flock of
No.
Tauros?
That is the one Pokemon I know that
He doesn't.
Mudbray does not have.
I remember that from last time. I think he wanted to invite Miltank from the spa over, but she wants to stay where she is.
You got a flock of Tauros?
No.
A flock?
I don't think that's the right word.
It's herd.
There are avian Pokemon around. I believe it's Pidgey that are around.
Of course I've heard of Tauros. There's a whole flock of them over there.
Have we just gone to Rancher Relive and been like, hey, how's your flock of cows doing? Like,
Mawile just raises one finger into the air. The correct term is herd, Ralph.
It was entirely to set up the joke. Like, of course I've heard of Tauros. I saw a whole flock of them. That's the joke. The payoff.
I really don't give a flock about this joke, but you know.
Well, I mean,
I'm
it's
about
better
to
than a
murder.
stampede of Tauros.
What are you about to murder, Kyrio?
A murder is also a group of things.
Oh, that's true, crows.
A murder of Hunch Crow
Yes.
or Murkrow.
Yeah, if there was be a Tauros stampede, because then this session of Pokerole might get pulled from the air.
I mean, you were trying to do that earlier, so hey, why not?
That was like
Right.
6
Anyway.
layers deep of Pokemon meta humor.
Would you like me to do Brooke's thing, Kyrio, or would you prefer to?
I can do it. I was just posting it.
Okay.
When we get back to it.
Yep, we can shift back to Tucker and Brooke right now.
Brooke hums and thinks for a moment. Well, we can't go back on a promise. That's bad for business. Tell you what, find me a rock or a branch, and I might be able to help you make something.
Tucker nods with a little bit of extra cheerfulness.
Okay. I'll go look for something, appropriate.
He's not exactly sure what sort of rock or branch or something you should be looking for, but he does dutifully go off to the outskirts of the ranch to see what he can find.
Brooke is also going to look for a particularly sharp rock.
Well, I mean, Tucker already has Geopeples, but the both of you can make me Insight Survival nature.
Okay. Fetch a stitch? Did you mean to say stick?
Yeah, probably. I got 3.
I got 5.
Critical success if
Oh.
we were in combat.
I don't think Stitch exists here. He's from Disney.
Yeah, no. This isn't a game of Kingdom Hearts tabletop.
Not a bad idea though, actually.
I don't know. I feel like we would get DMCA'd a lot.
Oh hell yeah.
Because Disney be like that.
Can't play any music without DMCA.
Oh, I'm sure we could find royalty-free music that would be appropriate, but like anything Disney related would get us DMCA.
We do have a Lion King. I can't argue with that.
Well, we have legally distinct LionKing.tm. And I will make as many references as I dang well please.
Also, yes, Magnus is here. Okay. Hey, Magnus.
Oh, hi Magnus. Anyway, away from that off topic, it can be discussed later, just like the Digimon thing.
Tucker will be. I wanted to express that with that critical whatever. It's not a critical, but
sure.
I want to express for that role that he's going to be possibly fighting multiple things because he's not entirely sure what he should be gathering. So he'll probably gather multiples of whatever looks the best. Anyways, go ahead.
Brooke, you managed to find a couple sharp rocks. There's one that's relatively the size of your fist, and a few smaller ones. And they're kind of sharp on one end. And, you can just, break them against larger rocks to the ground if you need to make them sharper. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, sure. We could use tools. We're not animals.
I mean, you think that's how it works. You have at least one logic.
Yeah.
Tucker, you're not quite sure what to find, but you think that because you already have geopebbles and those count as rocks, you should find sticks. So you end up bringing over a couple of dead branches that have fallen off of one of the trees that's near the ranch, and a bit of old fence wood that had been set off to the side and not dealt with. It is partially covered in mud, probably because of mudbray.
Mud is a common bit of establishment around here. Well, he will glomp around those multiple sticks Vesticat in his mouth, kind of slightly off balance as he carries them, because they're big sticks, probably. But his jaws are good.
And while Tucker and Brooke are reconvening, and Ralph and Malwile get to look at the Marie pool that they have obtained, well, that Ralph has obtained, Riley will get to somewhat overhear Old Man Mudbray speaking with the pioneer leaders. As it turns out, the Mudsdale that you promised to help find if he didn't come back, surprise, surprise, did not come back.
Oh my god, who could have possibly seen this twist coming?
What a twist.
Joseph Joestar. Oh my god! Sorry, I had to. It's just so ridiculous. And I'm not going to explain the reference to anyone. But Mudbray is hoping to cash in on that promised favor. And in return is more than willing to compensate the pioneers. Especially the ones that go and actually get his, crap, I forget which relative.
Nephew?
Nephew. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I keep forgetting if it's nephew, son, or, cousin. I don't think it's cousin would be weird. Look here, okay? I have not had to deal with this family line in a while.
I mean, I completely forgot myself, so... Like, who?
Nephew.
Nephew, which was a...
Mudsdale.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's in my notes.
You have good notes.
No, I don't. I have relevant notes.
But yes. It really doesn't take long before you realize that Pangoro is eyeing you. Even though it's hard to tell because he's got those lines for eyes right now.
I'd like to say I think I'm perceptive enough to notice, but my stats say I'm not perceptive at all. So...
You know what? Insight survival alert.
That's only 3 dice.
Well, you get the feeling you're being watched.
Great. Well, I think I just kind of live with the feeling that someone's always watching me, so I don't think this is anything new, to be honest.
Fair enough. But yes.
Sitting here.
Yes, sitting there, relaxing. It's actually kind of cool in the farmhouse. I mean, it's not nearly as cool as sea spray, but it's better than being outside.
I mean, yeah, baking in the hot sun is probably not fun.
It's not. You're not a fire type.
I might learn to, channel fire through my beans, so who knows?
I mean, you're trying. You might have a better time if you were training in somewhere hot.
Is that a hint, hint, nudge, nudge?
I mean, you've got time right now, apparently. Depends on how bored Riley is and if you want to risk an instant.
An instant? Sure, why the fuck not? Let's play with the metaphorical fire and go get bored and start kicking stuff.
Woo! Hopefully you don't have to repair anything.
Well, you don't want me to be repairing anything because I'm pretty sure I can't because I'm stupid.
Oh,
I have
no
one-
such thing.
I have one smart. I am the stupidest possible being right now. Okay.
You just do ranch work to work it off.
If I rescue
card.
his nephew, I'm pretty sure that might be a net positive towards me, to be honest.
So I'm actually curious, is our group aware of this information yet?
No, just Riley and potentially Lizard.
Okay.
Speaking of the rest of the group, Tucker and Brooke finally reconvene near the Marite pen.
Brooke is going to take some of the sticks and try and carve a fish out of them.
Using the rocks, I guess?
Yeah, the sharp rock.
Tucker will look with interest as you work, and will kind of be a little bit antsy, like he wants to get involved, but isn't sure how he can do so with 4 paws.
I don't know if there's an artistic role or anything.
Crafty.
I'm sure there's some stats you could work off for that. I assume it would be like perform.
Smart survival nature.
Okay.
Because it's essentially the same kind of thing as like trying to carve, say, a spear or a dagger out of whatever.
Yeah. So.
You may also add your singular logic to the roll.
All right. 4, 5, 6. That's 2. It's not a very good fish, but it's a fish.
Well, you're trying to carve a fish out of the wood. It's kind of fish-shaped. You could swear it's almost like a Magikarp. It's got a really crudely made circular eye with a dot on it on one side. and just a couple of arcing scrapes along the side for scales. Yeah, that's totally a Magikarp souvenir.
Is Tucker going to sacrifice any of his geopedals for this?
Because the sharp stone's not sharp anymore? Oh, sure he would.
No. I'm going to add it to the project, basically.
If Brooke mentions, then Tucker will gladly nod and pull out his little sack of geopebbles, which there are 4 left of, and basically make them available for Brooke's project.
Oh, that's attached to my cursor. Why is it attached to my cursor? Let go.
What? Whose scratch is this?
On mine?
It's Brooks.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I put it back.
I was wondering why it was wiggling around my cursor. Like, what are you trying to say? Thought I was being gently reminded of something. I'm like, what even is that?
If allowed to, Brooke will take all of the pebbles.
Tucker offers no resistance. It's fine.
He's going to place the pebbles and the fish into one of his ocean water jars.
Oh.
And make a mini aquarium.
So, okay. You know what? Okay. That's actually pretty clever and kind of cute. Why not? You make a mini quote-unquote aquarium with this wooden Magikarp, several question marks, and a couple of geopebbles inside it as a sort of souvenir.
How good does the fish look?
It's not
If you
great.
squint.
If you squint, it might look like a Magikarp that's brown.
I did my best.
Brooke tried.
And I'm giving up one of my water bottles. So.
Sadly, Tucker doesn't really have any abilities he can use to add to that sort of artisanal good. So, though he does look pretty impressed all the same. It may not look the best, but it's very obvious what's being represented once it's placed in the bottle. Do these bottles have lids? I assume they do.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe I described them like mason jars.
Yeah. Tucker would remark,
Maybe you should add a little bit of water to it too.
Yeah, it is. It's got ocean water in it.
you actually use the ocean water.
I have 2 of them.
That's fair. You could have
Yeah.
used some of your own water to save the ocean water, but yeah, it's fair.
It's not a souvenir if it's all from here.
That's true. Now it is a souvenir.
Yeah.
Tucker grins, taking the bottle, gingerly putting it away in his pack for right now.
Thanks, Brooke. You didn't have to give up some of that ocean water, but I appreciate it.
Hey, Team Cheer sticks together.
He wags his tail
I'll let you know what they think of it.
and then heads off to find those Mareep again.
Brooke
The Mareep
smiles.
are... Oh, sorry.
Brooke smiles and waves him off.
The Mareep are still in their pen. It looks like one of them has begun to wear the black pearl as a hat, head ornament. They're bleeding, but they're professing that they're pretending to be a spoink.
That's silly, actually. I like that.
When Tucker catches their attention, all of them, including the one that currently has the pearl on its head, shuffle over to the fence, a few of them poking their heads through.
Hey guys, I kind of have a souvenir now.
We thought you forgot.
He looks sad at the comment.
I did, but... Well, one of my other teammates had a sort of a souvenir, and we put something together with it.
He slowly pulls out the bottle, slowly putting it on its side because it probably sits. The fish probably sits the right way with that positioning.
The Mareeps stare at this miniature aquarium for a bit. For a moment, you're not sure if they like it or not. And then the lead Mareep is quick to snatch it up. It's perfect! We can put the shiny thing in there! What? No, I like having it on my head. No, we're putting it in the jar. No, I want it on my head. It's mine. No, it's all of ours. We share it. And then they start running after each other. Thankfully enough, they leave behind a small clump of Mareepool for you.
Tucker kind of chuckles as they argue and then eventually run off. And notices the wool and gladly swipes it. Oh.
You need to move your uniform over.
That's fair.
Notable for both Ralph and Tucker, Mareepool seems to hold a decent charge, enough for a small static shock all on its own, and can generate a charge just by rubbing it against an appropriate surface.
Tucker notices
Ralph
this
can
as
use
his...
wires out of it.
What's that?
Ralph can probably make a wire out of it.
And Tucker's fluffy fur actually kind of prickles out as he, on his paws, he picks it up.
Riley. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's me. Hi.
I was about to apologize because you were muted.
No, I'm just muted. My sipping doesn't come up because it usually does.
Slurp. Anyway, feel free to make a roll to train for Blaze Kid.
He's not. I'm gonna get a 1. It's the house on fire.
Also, Riley, or Eragon?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a 2. Riley's stats are like Linda's from Fire Emblem 7.
No, they're not. He's not. He's not a complete blast cannon. He's actually pretty tanky.
Okay, I don't know. He was, Dex really wanted me to tell you that, so there.
So, I need special fight brawl.
Special?
Yeah.
What's special?
Fire.
Okay, you know what? That's touche.
2. I got 2 2s. Does that count for anything?
Go ahead and make the roll again if you want to invoke the Curse of 2.
I'm gonna invoke the Curse of 2. I'm officially invoking the Curse of 2.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
This is gonna suck. Oh fuck!
There's not a single 2 in there. Not even for any of the dice.
Wow.
That's a
Under
crit.
normal circumstances, that would be an excellent roll for training. But you evoke the Curse of 2.
I'm gonna break my fucking leg.
You don't break your fucking leg, but Riley does find this really dried out tree off towards the edge of the ranch.
Oh
He
god.
figures, oh, well, this seems like it's safe to beat on, and, you know, if I get it right, I can set it on fire, and then I'll know I'm done. One kick in, and you blast the trunk to bits.
Oh.
You also have a bruise on your poor shin, as well as several splinters in your leg.
Ow.
Ow.
It hurts. You don't take proper damage, but it hurts. Also, yes, you all should be at full health. If you're not at full health, then
Realizing it's on for 3 health. Imagine kicking a tree so hard it shatters. Honestly.
well, I mean, you were trying to channel your aura into it to make fire, so it was a decent effort. It was just too much effort.
Too much effort.
Who knows, maybe you'll learn explosive kick.
Explosive kick. God. Tempting, truly. Let me blow my enemies apart. That sounds great. Well, I'm gonna try and pull all these freaking splinters out of my leg then. That should keep me busy for a while.
The sun starts to dip in the sky when Pangoro makes his way out of the farmhouse, looking mildly grumpy. Then again, it's probably just his usual face. He cups his hands around his mouth and shouts,
Team Cheer, I want you in here now.
Yeah, here goes Bingo Jango again. Yeah, what we do this time. I'll be right back, Sonny. Yeah, I was gonna say sugar and then I went to say honey, so I called you Sonny. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sometimes Bingo Jango's little errands are kinda long.
"Be safe, Shekel."
Oh, that's adorable.
So after this amount of time, have I gotten the splinters out of my leg?
Yes, the splinters are out of your leg. Your leg aches a little bit, but it's
My
nothing
limping.
that a little...
Okay.
It's nothing a little rest, and maybe a lizard hug won't heal.
Shallow wounds, I assume.
It feels like he'd be limping a little bit.
Just a little.
Little
It's
bit.
one of those things where it kind of hurts to put too much pressure on your leg, but otherwise it's like, yeah, you can walk. It's fine. You don't need a stick.
Yeah, good. Alright, I mean, I can go.
Summoned by Bingo Jango again.
Brooke is going to head over.
Tucker
Yeah,
also heads over with the hollering. Look a little surprised by it.
I think we're his favorite. That's why he calls on us so often.
When you come inside, Old Man Mubray is standing in the main room with Pangoro. Rise is sitting off to the side, but he looks like he's doing lazy cat things rather than actually being present, quote unquote. Well, I'll be. It's been a couple of days since I've seen you all.
Oh, it feels like it's been months. That was a crazy trip.
Well, you know what they say. Busy days last forever.
Yeah, you could say that again. They don't, though.
Oh, goodness, Mubray.
Another model that needs to be fixed.
Oh, you got covered in oil. You must have been working hard.
Mubray claps his feet on the floor. Well, as some of you may or may not have heard, and I'm not quite sure I rightly remember telling y'all before or not, but my nephew is still missing since last time y'all came by for a visit. It's been more than a week. Either he's... Well, I hesitate to say he's been eaten by vulture Pokemon, but he's a hardy boy. But usually he's back in only a day or two. Seeing as how you pioneers have been gracious enough to offer to help find my nephew, considering y'all are headed back this way, Pangoro says he could spare you all for the job.
technically speaking, I'm fairly certain they offered themselves for the job originally.
Brooke will put his hands behind his head and say, yeah, I kind of remember doing that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I remember you specifically, Mr. Young Totodile. You helped me clean out that cellar. Did quite the good job at it, too.
Oh, thanks.
Ain't never seen it that moist since.
Brooke will just grin and thumbs up.
And here I wanted to dirty it up again.
And his tooth is still missing.
Now, I'm not really sure how much y'all have explored my ranch here, but there's an old switchback trail at the edge of the canyon by the backside of my farmhouse between here and the bar. That's the trail that Mudsdale usually goes down while he's off gathering herbs and whatnot from the canyon floor. I'd like you all to use that trail and go searching for it. Now, mind you, I am not an ungrateful host or requester of work. He briefly looks at Pangoro, who just makes a rolling motion with one hand for him to continue. Right. Requester of work. That doesn't sound right, but I'm sticking to it.
God.
You will be amply compensated for bringing my nephew back to me alive. Or whatever's left of him. Either or.
It's kind of morbid.
That's the fact of life.
Well, out here in the canyon, if you don't eat for a couple of days, you're liable to get eaten. Or he's gotten stuck somewhere in some crevasse and starved. But like I said, Mudsdale's a hardy sort. He's probably just lost somewhere.
We'll find your nephew. No problem.
Jesus Christ, what the hell?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, Brooke will say, we'll find your nephew, no problem.
Yeah, easy peasy for team here.
I'm right glad to hear that from all of you.
Sorry, you owed me a ride. You promised me a ride if I found him.
Why, that's right! He stomps a front hoof and just gives you this lopsided grin. I did promise you a ride on Mudsdale if you found him.
Yes, I'm gonna
I
ride.
remember y'all now.
I'm gonna ride Mudsdale back into the ranch. It's gonna be great.
Now, I'm not quite sure what I'll be able to reward you all with, but I'm sure I'll come up with something by the time y'all return. Aside from Mr. Munchlegs here. Obviously, he gets the ride.
I hope it's worth it. He's gonna look at Ralph as he says that.
We've done rescue missions before.
Tucker looks slightly sheepish.
I don't need anything. Just helping out's fine.
Well, that's mighty kind of you, but I would be remiss if I did not give you some sort of compensation. Even if you can't bring him back alive.
Tucker's eyes go very wide at that comment.
Just the fact of life here, Poochie. I still believe he's very much okay, but can never be sure.
Tucker nods cautiously, sort of caught off guard by the matter-of-fact approach on that topic.
Now, considering you might be down there for... Just leans his head forward, eyes sliding up towards the ceiling as he thinks about it. Maybe a day or so. I wouldn't want y'all wandering around there for weeks looking for my nephew. Let me go get you some spare supplies and food. Would that be alright with you, Mr. Leader of the Pioneers? I'm sorry?
Ralph, you do not get to hold any of this.
rations.
Not trusting the rations.
That sounds suitable to me. While they're gone, we can work out the details of the reward, as well as our continued trade agreement with you.
All right, I nearly forgot. Well, if y'all wouldn't mind just prancing yourselves off to a side room to wait for a minute, your leader here and I have some business to discuss, and then I will be right back with the spare fixins for your trip.
All right.
Is there an obvious spare room?
You
Probably
can
the one-
literally pick any room in the house and it would be fine. There's a bunch of side rooms, some of which aren't being used as places to sleep by other pioneers at the moment. The only absolutely empty room that you find, like right off the bat, looks like it could be an office, kind of. It's got some weird walling going on inside it that looks kind of like a stable. It strikes you as the more you all look at this room that this is probably where Mudsdale sleeps.
Wow.
Oh, that's an appropriate place to start. It's like we start where he came from and where he came from, or something. It's deep, I'm sure.
Sure. You go ahead and tell yourself that.
There's a few awkward minutes. Blizzard does slink in after a bit and just sort of huddles off to the side by a wall.
Okay, while we're here, Chucker and I could give the bed a sniff and see if,
Don't do that, that's weird.
get the scent so we can find him.
We're not trying to find the guy who's already at the ranch. I don't think that's gonna work.
No, I thought it was the other guy's room.
Yeah, this is Mudsdale's room.
Wow.
Did I say... I was gonna say, did I say Mudbray on accident? I'm
You
sorry.
might have mixed it up. It's alright, though.
They both start with Mud.
Does Riley still protest? Does the child doth protest?
It's still weird.
It's a good idea, though.
Tucker Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Lizard pipes up. If he's been missing for a week, I don't think you could follow a trail like that.
Maybe not.
If anything, if his aura is any way similar to Mud's the smaller one, I could probably track him that way, assuming he is still alive.
Tucker does ponder for a moment.
Yeah, smelling the bed, that's a bit of a weird idea. And the trail is probably gone, but... maybe there's a personal effect that he had on him or something that is still here? If I could get a scent, then I could keep track of it while we're out.
It doesn't rain a lot here in the canyon. If it didn't rain in the time between when we were here last, there might still be tracks, maybe.
Tucker nods to that, kind of looking at Lizard curiously why he would know that.
Yeah, that might work.
I mean, he's lived here, right?
But I don't know if everyone here is aware of that. I don't know.
Again, one brain cell.
Rick's going to ask Lizard, are you familiar with this area?
Not really. Just a little. I mean, it's a transitory area, so I mean, Pokemon have to come through here all the time. I'm no exception.
Well, we've only been through here once, so maybe it might be a good idea if you help us search.
Of course I'm going to help you search. I wasn't just going to sit up here and wait for you all to return. I had to do that for the island. And I wish I'd been there to help.
Well, I'm glad to have you.
Tucker nods to Brooke's statement, kind of flopping an ear, seeming slightly confused by just how nervous Lizard seems to be, though he doesn't seem to stress the point.
How long do you think they're gonna make us wait?
Also, Brooke was more trying to say that Lizard should help guide them more than just come along. But I'm not sure if I'm articulating that correctly.
I actually understood that way, but I think it got missed by Car.
Car is dead? We've killed him?
Oh, no.
No, you have not.
Quick little interjection, because I can't find a good moment for this. To our players here, everyone, could you guys check the Pokerole PMD little group we have? I put something, I wanted to ask you guys something.
Yeah.
If there was any objections, let me know.
Nope, no objection.
Okay. Thank you.
Mudbray returns.
Let's see.
Still looking fairly chipper. Pangoro does not, however, come in with him.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Mudbray seems slightly unflappable.
It's old man Mudbray. He has probably seen some stuff. Well, everything's been squared away. So, unfortunately, I cannot be giving you all the roots that I have in my cellar. They are far too valuable. But I recently acquired some berries from a nice trade. As such, I have for each of you these. And he sets down this bindle that has a cluster of berries in it.
Will we each get a bindle, or are we splitting up within the bindle?
Oh, that's what a bindle is. Okay.
Yeah, it's splitting. And I require each of you to roll for a berry.
Just a D, just one dice?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
2. Of course, there had to be.
That includes you.
Tubby, you could also do a roll.
Hold on. How do you bring up the...
Bring up what?
Find your words.
If you're trying to look at something closer, hold Alt.
No, I did the thing where I accidentally played...
You did what? Say it again, your mic cut out.
I did the thing where I accidentally was playing sound through the built-in
tablet, table, program.
Yeah, through the built-in like Discord thing in the game, and I couldn't make it stop. It was conflicting.
Built-in Discord thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, so.
But yeah, I'm coming back.
Okay.
I don't know how to kill it and how to kill the sound, so like I just killed the program.
Does Discord have like a game HUD now or something? Is that what you mean?
Oh, the overlay.
That's probably what he's talking about, if that exists.
It does.
I did not know it existed.
Yeah, I have it on. It helps me know when people are talking.
Ah. Okay. Parallel breaks things. That's just why I don't turn on overlays. Anyways, go ahead and roll a die for us.
Alright, one do me die.
Single one.
Here you go.
Just let's get it.
4, 5, 2, and 2. I knew it. More 2s.
I'm the only person who chose Bulbasaur. I guess I'm the alone who's number 1.
You're number 2. Charm, Discord has overlay for a while. Well, I don't use them, so why would I keep up on that is what I'm pointing out. One thing you learn as a streamer, don't turn on unnecessary overlays. You're going to break something while recording. In fact, I really should turn off the Steam overlay too. I don't know why I haven't. Also, I'll just fix that. Brooke, your crunch was tilted.
Oh no.
Alright, so in the bindle, there is a chesterberry, a pechaberry, and 2 oranberries.
Very nice.
Boring,
Sound good?
but helpful. The oranberries.
Wait, who got what?
Well, I can tell that me and Ralph got the oranberries because it's the same roll.
And before I get the Chesto berry.
Well, you guys can distribute them as they see fit. I just had each of you roll to determine what berries were available.
Let me move them down so we can pick and choose.
Yeah.
There, they're right here in front of Tucker. Tucker will obtain an oranberry though.
Well, I'll take anti-poison. I feel like I'm the only one who's been poisoned, so I'm gonna take that.
I'll take the Chesto berry just in case.
Okay, I'll use this for Ralph. Here you go, Ralph.
Okie
And Ralph's bag is suddenly full. Which, speaking of full inventory... Oh, and your leader told me that you are free to store anything that you don't need here for when you come back. He figures that you've probably got some things that you only meant to carry from Sea Spray to Savantown, so I offer you a humble chest inside my abode with which to store your items.
Oh yeah, that's helpful.
There is no guarantee that they will not be looked at and or eaten.
Tucker, I mean, at first looks very happy to hear that because he's not sure what to do his uniform yet, and he doesn't really want to bring it around combat. But then his smile turns into I don't know about this when the eaten part is mentioned. He squints. He squints at Mudbray for a moment, but then decides to put it in the chest anyway.
The disclaimer is necessary because I am old and sometimes I forget.
Where's the pile?
I just put it above my. I'm just putting mine above my. Oh, this wasn't supposed to be a pile. I just figured. Why do I have 2 uniforms now? What happened? Who took my wool?
Alright, I'm just put it sideways.
Somebody took my wool and doubled my uniform. How did this happen?
They spun the wool into a second uniform.
I'm just
It
gonna
might be a little bit itchy.
Whatever. I'll just copy another one of Ralph's wool. It's whatever.
Oh hey.
Seriously, where did you guys put the other wool though? Who did that?
I think when you stacked them, the wool became the uniform.
Oh, I should probably try to stack it on these things. That's a good point, actually. Let's see if that does it again. Yep, that's what happened.
Oh, that's amazing.
I did not know that would happen. Okay. Careful about stacking. Don't stack your items, guys. Don't stack your items. All right.
While we're rummaging through our packs, I just imagine like Ralph puts This is stacking items. You take out a gold bar. You put another gold bar on top of it, and you reach. Oh, there's a berry in here. You stick that on top of it, and it just poofs into a gold bar.
There will be no dupe glitching in here. If there's one thing the storyteller is allowed to interfere with, it's glitching the system.
Ralph would be dupe glitching food. He'd be like putting random objects on top of a bowl of spaghetti, going.
I mean, it's not a Pokemon game without glitches.
Adam from Elder Scrolls, clearly though.
But yeah, while we're all rummaging through our stuff, Ralph's like, "Oh, guys, Pango Jingo, I totally didn't show you this, but check this out. I drew. Oh no, stop. I drew a map of the Plains continent." He unfolds the map and shows him. I imagine he's still like within the vicinity.
He's not in the room, but I can only assume Ralph goes and finds Pangoro to show him the map.
Yeah. She is good. They do a good job.
I'll admit, I would be mildly impressed if I didn't know you already had a book with a map in it.
Yeah, well, first of all, how did you know I brought the Atlas with me? Secondly, the Atlas don't have a whole lot of maps of the Plains continent.
I know, I'm pulling your leg. You just told me that you have it.
Wait, I think you might be smarter than me.
Pangoro just made a joke, I think.
I know, right? What the hell? What timeline are we in?
The timeline where Ralph tries to stop being PG-13.
Stanley!
Whatever. Yeah,
That's a bizarre timeline.
We'll maybe make it part of the guild resources when we get back home. I'm gonna go with me.
We'll have to see about it. For now, you have a job to do. If you want to leave the map in my care so we can take it back, I'll make sure it's safe in my office for you.
Oh, that sounds good.
So we're going right away.
You don't have to. Mudbray did not say you had to go right away. You all can rest, or you can go right away if you want. The expectation is that you aren't going to just leave the ranch and head back to Savantown before you do this, though.
I'm pretty good to start right now.
Yeah.
Tucker's in alright shape. Also, just to let you guys know, because you probably wonder what the hell my hand is doing, I am selecting every single item, skill, and well, every single item and move that was on the board, I'm selecting them and turning off stacking because I didn't realize how destructive that was.
Well, the thing is, I think it only happens with the blank ones, because they don't have a set text inside them.
Oh, hold on. I will test. These are duplicates. Oh, yeah, they won't stack because, okay, they're different items in this case.
Yes, the blank ones are just renamed in their description.
Okay, never mind then. I guess it doesn't matter.
Yes. So, it's okay. It's just the blank ones we need to worry about, and those we don't normally end up stacking.
Also, people are complaining about Ralph's volume again.
Oh, too quiet?
Yeah.
Like so?
Honestly, I've been hearing you fine this time, so I don't really know.
Yeah. I've not had much trouble hearing you. Also, yes, Ralph's HP should be...
Actually, let me ask you this, guys. Me and Karserus, are our volumes the same, or is he quieter?
I'm soft-spoken, so I'm naturally quiet.
Yeah, but your volume is pretty constant, so I'm kind of asking what people think. Let me ask actually a more general question to the stream. Is everybody's voices, aside from mine, quieter than mine? Or are we all around the same volume? Aside from Ralph. Kara's quieter. Okay. What about everybody else? On that note, Kyrio and Eragon, would you mind just saying a few words for me?
A few words.
Yeah, sure. How's that?
Okay. So they are quieter than me? Eragon is loud when he's on. Yeah, he's always loud. No, but aside from that,
Wow.
so everybody is generally quiet though. Right. See, I want to explain. Between this Pokerole session and last, I got a DAC, external sound card, and hooked that sucker up so I had better sound. That could change some audio levels though. So I'm glad to be knowing this. Charm, you overpower everyone. You probably should have said this, suitors, guys. I've always encouraged you, and I mean it when I say this. If there's a sound imbalance, let me know. Because if you don't let me know, I don't know. So please let me know. Anyways, I can probably fix that. Because remember, I'm not the one hearing the sound, so I have no idea. It's possible that Discord, when I was changing over to the new DAC, Discord did a few weird things, so I'm not surprised to hear that there might be a sound difference. So let me check something. It's been fine for me. Been able to hear everyone fine. Sounds like they're just a little on the quiet end, which makes Ralph harder to hear. But the reason I noticed is because I was actually hearing Ralph relatively fine, but you guys weren't. So that indicated to me there's probably a discrepancy. I can't see any direct evidence that... So the easiest solution would be turn up the volume in XSplit, but you guys know why that's a problem? It's pretty easy to tell at this point.
Because fiddling with XSplit
is basically impossible while the table's open. How about this? Instead of complaining about it... One second. I saved the table, by the way. Alright, let me just pull up XSplit and do a little adjustment here. Alright. Could everybody in the call, could you just say a few words real fast?
A few words real fast.
Real
few
fast.
Words.
Okay.
Only a
1,
few.
2, 1, 2.
Alright.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Are you guys happier with that volume balance, streamgoers?
$99 bottles of juice on the wall. 99 bottles.
Again.
I'm just waiting for their reply and then we can continue. Good to me? More better. Okay. Good. However, this now means I have to remember to turn to 4 bars on XSplit every single time I do Pokerole. I'm going to forget, so try to remind me. Alright.
You need sticky notes.
Fucking sticky notes for XSplit, though. Like, XSplit sticky notes.
Looks like the table fell off again.
There, I'll just put that in the title. The 4 volume. I put 4 volume in the title of this scene. That should help me remember. Alright. Let me load the table back up. Just hope nobody's too loud now. Hopefully not.
I've never been loud in my life.
You have a good voice, though. Alright. Sorry about the mid-stream table reset, but I have little choice in that situation. Surprised that I'm... No, I guess... Was the music... I assume the music volume was always okay. Oh, I hope it wasn't, actually. Well, actually, no, I could adjust that individually, though, so it's not a big deal.
It always has been.
Alright, that should be good. Everybody's vibe back to the table. Sorry about the delay. Let's continue. I'll promote card before it even loads. There we go.
Want to know something fantastic? I've been on wireless this whole time.
It's been working out pretty well today. There's something wrong with wireless. It just can be finicky sometimes.
I'm technically on wireless, but my laptop is literally a foot away from the thing, so...
So if you all are heading out now,
I think so.
Alright.
Yeah.
Lizard definitely follows along. They look nervous, but they've been looking nervous ever since you all arrived at the ranch anyway. Old Man Mudbray leads you all back to the switchback trail that he mentioned to you at the edge of the cliff. It's partially hidden by a half-dead bush, but, that's easy to push aside.
Nice. Ralph's gotta go tell Mawile where he's gonna be. So he hurries back and lets his sweetheart know that he's going on a mission.
Mawile has a generally accepting response to this. She kind of figured when you got called by your team name that was going to happen.
Yeah. But I'm a good hubby wubby. I keep her posted.
What time of day is it?
It's an hour or two after high noon.
Okay.
So the sun is starting to slowly creep down in the sky.
One could go the next day, but if it's a rescue mission we're talking about, may as well not randomly wait.
No, it's like a video game. Doesn't matter how long you wait. It's a determined solution.
My town's under attack. Please help. Okay, I'll get to that after the other side quest. I'll come back in like a week. We'll see about that. I'm sure nothing will change. And nothing will change.
We have to save my family. For those who get that.
I think that's part of a parody, possibly college humor, I don't know. Or darkly.
Anyway, the switchback trail is surprisingly narrow. Each of you would have to fit single file unless you're particularly slender like Lizard. It's a wonder that Mudsdale is capable of going down this trail. This rocky trail turns back on itself several times as it makes a steep decline down into the canyon. Far enough that after only a few turns back on itself, it's in the shade. And as you descend, you notice scraggly plants growing along the sides, the occasional nest for an avian Pokemon. And as you go down, you note the layers of sediment shifting from between dusty browns, rust iron red, and shades between, compacted together in fine line striation. Almost like you're going down floors of a building, really. It's nearly 20 minutes before you all reach the bottom of the canyon. And looking up, the stone walls are massive, like the walls of a great hall towering high above you. Sunlight not strong enough to filter to the bottom. But, on the bright side, it's actually quite cool down here compared to up top.
I'll take it as an improvement, honestly. It's not like I really technically need light to see.
Yeah, light is helpful.
No bad, but I don't need it.
You can still see. It's just you're in some rather intense shade at the moment.
It's probably very dark at night, though.
Yeah.
Down here, there are hardier plants. Some trees, unsurprisingly, since when it rains, it probably floods down here. But most of it is uneven, rocky terrain, with carved rivulets deeper in the base of the canyon, winding its way down either side. You can even hear the trickle of running water flowing nearby.
Well, before we decide on which way we should go, I should probably do the ping and see if I can sense anything.
So are we in a... We're just in a canyon, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Will this count as... This is not Rusty Canyon proper, exactly, is it?
It still is.
Oh.
It's just the inside of the canyon.
Alright. This is me casually asking, basically, if I need to put on a new song. It would sound like I just need to go back to the previous. Kyrio is dead, but he's okay.
Did you die? Yes, but I live.
He'll get better. So
For now...
Rusty Canyon, I assume, then?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
For now, it seems there are only two ways to search. Either to your left or to your right.
Can I
One
do the
way,
ping?
yes.
Let him do his flavor text for the directions.
Never. Tell me which way to go.
Casting your senses out, you try to find an aura similar to Mudbray's. You feel like that shouldn't be much of an issue, but you realize that the thick stone walls of the canyon would hide anything that's inside a cavern.
Mm.
And what you do ping, well, it's certainly not similar to Mudbray. You can barely feel the top of the canyon from where you stand. Though admittedly, that's quite a distance to cast your net.
Right, as it turns out, I suck at this, and I have no idea where to go.
Tucker, in the meantime, has been inspecting the ground on mention of footprints, and also, despite it being a week, he still does bother to sniff the ground a bit and see if there's any scent similar to Mudbray's. Sorry for the interjection, this was happening during that.
Unfortunately, if there was a scent trail, it's long since gone cold. And unfortunately, rock and stone, particularly the dusty kind, don't hold scent very well. Lizard, however, though nervous, appears alert. They're looking down the left end. Riley, though you cast your net wide, you lose finer details in the process. You can ping various other Pokemon that are nearby. You don't sense any outward hostility, from what you gather. But you feel something familiar, even though it's not Mudbray.
Last time I felt something familiar, it was another murderous sandcastle. It's not another sandcastle, is it?
No. Thankfully, they don't make their homes here. Not enough sand.
Right.
Unless you want one made out of clay, I can arrange that.
Not particularly. Thanks for the offer, though.
Perhaps some sort of doll made out of clay.
Sorry,
I don't
wrong
want one of those
dungeon.
either, considering what happened last time we had a ball toy.
Look here, if I wanted to kill you all with a hyper beam, I would do it properly.
Anyway, what is it similar to? What can I tell with my 4?
As you draw your ping net in, details come into some form of focus. There's a winding trail here at the bottom that seems to follow the sound of the river. An aura, not dissimilar to lizards, overlapping itself repeatedly, over and over again, back and forth. It
Got
makes
it.
a path, a winding way, lit in purple in your vision.
Purple.
When you glance at Lizard, they seem more blue than purple, but that may be because of their closeness to you.
Why do I have a sneaking suspicion that that's the way we want to be going? Riley says out loud to no one in particular with no context.
Get the
what
most.
way?
So, as all of the rest of the team just start to talk at once, probably in confusion because of Riley's comment, Lizard jumps and does a squeak.
Wait, I missed Riley's comment. What was it?
Why do I get the feeling that's the way we want to be
Oh,
going?
that one.
Well, with no context.
Didn't realize that was being said aloud.
Yeah, Ralph will probably be like, well, if that's the most dangerous way, then yeah, probably.
I wouldn't say... Okay, yes, probably the most dangerous, but I don't feel it's for the reason you think it is.
I mean, I can think of lots of reasons.
Hey, I think I see something over this way. And Lizard begins skittering down the left side of the canyon path, heading towards some distant foliage.
Is it the opposite direction of,
No, it is in exactly the direction that the aura flows.
Tucker decides to move with Lizard since
Yep,
he's
I
scattered
mean, that's the way the dangles are pointing, so we're gonna go that way.
In the interest of not splitting the team up, Ralph will follow.
Yeah. Brooke has developed a habit of following Riley in dungeons.
I mean, to follow the guy who has a literal sixth sense, it's probably smart, to be honest.
If following Lizard makes enough sense, Brooke did ask Lizard to lead, actually, so...
I got the best sense of humor. Does that count?
We're still close enough to the ranch. The temptation to knock you unconscious and drag you back up there is very much, high. So don't tempt me.
Yeah, you're gonna drag a nigh 300-pound munchlax up 30 minutes of walking uphill. Okay.
I could carry
it was
you
20.
I could lift 650 pounds. I think I got this, to be honest.
As you all come upon Lizard, you see that the foliage here looks damaged. Like a Pokemon was chewing on it or took some parts of it at some point in recent history.
That's, yeah, he was collecting herbs, right? So, yeah, he must collect them from here.
Is it an herb bush or is it just some shrub?
Well,
Okay.
it may have at one point had berries or some sort of herbal plant on it. It's hard to tell. It's not really one any of you recognize. Lizard, however, seems a bit confused. Why would anyone want to eat this?
What is it?
It's a bush. They just hold their little arms out and wiggle their fingers at it. Is this one of those weird things where you make tea out of it?
Ralph will investigate. He will pluck a leaf off of the bush,
He's
place
gonna
it on his tongue,
Oh god.
screw it up, and swallow.
If you get poisoned, I'm not giving you the pet berry. I hope you realize.
It's a leaf. It's kind of chewy and fibrous. It doesn't actually have that much taste.
It's not bad, but I'm sure you could find better stuff. He licks his fingers. He actually takes another one. Chum. Yeah, they're okay. They're not great.
They're like kale chips.
Kale chips.
I don't think I've ever eaten those. Are they worth avoiding, or?
I mean, they're supposed to be super healthy for you, but they don't taste like much.
I'm kind of curious to try them now.
I was gonna say, is Tucker going to chew on one too?
Tucker was going to sniff the bush and see if there was any interesting sense with it. If possibly to identify it beyond anything just being a bush. Perhaps, since something was obviously interacting with it recently, perhaps he could smell what was doing so?
Well, the bush smells earthy. But, well, that's not exactly too differentiated from the rest of the canyon. And mildly sticky? A sort of sticky sap smell to it. So for those of you that would like to do some investigating, please provide me with insight, survival, alert, or nature.
I think nature in this case.
I could conch you, but I don't know shit.
Still free to roll.
I'm very...
Two. Not two.
4.
Well,
That's about as much as I would expect.
Yeah. Same.
Ralph, while you're munching on one of the leaves, you notice that...
it's poisonous.
You wish. Underneath the bush somewhat is an indent of a large hoof.
Oh, I'll point it out. Great, guys, I found the clue.
Looks like a hoof print.
Yeah, he's gonna like look at it really closely, rub his chin, and go, "Kinkies."
What was found?
A hoof print just underneath the bush.
See, I knew the eating a leaf was the best way to get inside the bush's head and get it to tell me its secrets.
Ralph, the bushes don't have heads.
That's what they're all eating.
It's part of the Bush conspiracy.
Yo, a lot of time I get Ralph's dialogue by saying the first thing that pops into my head. Can you believe it?
Did everybody else die or something?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I
got
one success. Like, I don't think I...
No, nobody else really noticed anything particular aside from
fair.
Ralph spotting the hoof. Unfortunately, the 2-2-1, not much.
That's
Though,
true.
even with your low rolls, you notice that it's been enough time that the broken bits of the bush have sort of started to heal over and bud again.
So we'd at least know he was here at some point.
And more importantly, that yes, this path looks promising.
Alright. So what we should do is see if we can't find more of this bush along the path. Like maybe he was collecting a whole bunch of whatever grows on this.
But why? It's just a bush. Lizard looks even more confused.
I mean, they're not bad.
It's a bush. It's a
Don't
bush.
Try some. He plucks a leaf off. Try one.
embers the leaf. No, it's a bush.
Oh, I never thought about cooking them.
Oh my god.
Because he eats to cook the leaf.
Well, he was probably down here a long time. There might not be a lot else to eat.
But he's like right outside of his house.
Frustrated lizard is new to me. I like this.
Good, at least I'm not the only one frustrated, Ralph. I feel validated now.
Riley, I don't understand. It's a bush. You're not supposed to eat a bush.
I just ignore him, honestly.
Has Lizard not heard of an herbivore?
What?
That's out of
Is that a grass type Pokemon?
I think this might be a conversation best saved for another time.
I don't understand.
Whatever you do, don't get an explanation from Ralph. Let's get a move on before he starts rambling even more.
Tucker has already started to kind of slowly, cautiously pad down the path.
Oh, well, we don't really need to look for much else unless the path splits again. But until then, we should just head this way.
Works for me.
It's fortunate that the canyon is only 2 ways for a while. Who wants to roll a doom die to see if anything happens?
Me. 6! Why do I get the powerful rolls when it's doom dice?
Salandits.
Oh no!
I mean,
Treasure Salandits have appeared. Beat them to a pulp. It's just like Diablo.
Okay.
Not really.
They probably would be
No,
the thing of Diablo.
This is not what happens, though. So, as you're going along, you eventually find this side pool that's sort of collected around near the little river that flows through the canyon. It looks like the water is semi-potable, cycled by the river itself. There's also a deep hoof print right next to the edge. It looks like you're heading in the right direction. Though, as you look up, you notice that the path suddenly splits 3 ways. There's a darker, more confined crevice off to the left side of the canyon pathway, the wider central pathway, and then another slightly thinner path off to the right that still has some light going into it. Based on the direction of the hoof, Mudsdale would have probably gone down the left path.
I mean, you heard what God said, and left path sounds pretty good.
I wonder if is Brooke actually saying it's a reference.
No, I'm referencing Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Okay, Raggy.
Okay, Reggie.
Like zoinks, I'm gonna eat some more bushes.
And yes, as you guys have been going down this path, there has been the occasional bush that has had bits taken out of it.
Are there more footprints?
Yes.
Do they go down?
Though-
over to-
You don't see terribly many after the deep hoof print at the edge of the small lake, but you all are free to perform investigations again.
Sure, you know what? Let's do another investigation. We'll see what we can get with my 3 dice.
Reminder that moves sometimes work outside of combat.
My foresight. Let me just see the future to see my own failure.
Oh.
Wow, we don't even need it. Holy shit.
What's this roll for?
Investigation.
I don't know if you could investigate any better than that. That's pretty good.
I just got like all successes.
What are we
That's never
investigating?
The
To see
area.
if there are more hoof prints or signs of Mudsdale
I mean,
taking a particular path?
it's kind of unnecessary, that roll, but I'm going to do the roll for investigation of doggish way. Ah!
It's a 5.
So, Brooke, you note something odd about this little side pool of water. Not only is there a deep hoofprint on the shore, but the divot that creates this pool is almost circular. It formed much like an impact point. On closer inspection, when you decide to stick your head in the water, because, you haven't had any water since the ocean and you're not about to waste one of your ocean jars. Well, your remaining ocean jar, I should say.
Yeah.
I should make sure that's accounted for.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Yes, it is. You notice that there is a very solid hoof print at the bottom center of the pool.
So it seems like there was a struggle here.
Indeed, something Tucker is capable of corroborating, because, Tucker, as you sniff around, you notice that there's rocks that are out of shape here. They've sort of molded up against the canyon wall, kind of like a wave.
Like they were smashed against it?
Mm-hmm. And there are also several erratic cracks that don't follow the same sort of winding, eroded features of the canyon itself, scattered around the area.
As he notes this and also looks towards Brooke, who... Did Brooke say something already?
Probably not.
On his findings? But noticing Brooke's observation of that... It's a pool, right? This is some water in it.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. Tucker does express...
I think somebody was fighting here.
Yeah, it looks like he was attacked. I wonder if there's anything in here that he couldn't handle.
Well, the rocks in the wall like this... If that was Mudsdale attacking, he was doing something pretty powerful. So, it probably wasn't just some random Pokemon, right?
Could have been a bunch of Pokemon.
Either way, everyone, be on your guard.
Aye, Captain.
Hey, Riley.
Hi.
Lizard is sort of sitting off on their own, staring at things.
What things?
Hard to tell. But they're definitely staring in the direction of the 3 pathways.
Riley is going to go over to Liz. You see something else?
Uh-huh. Lizard squeaks and jumps in place.
Not really. Sorry. I know I'm not being very useful.
Fair enough in this space a little bit there. I thought, someone was watching us, so you were watching something, or something was being watched at some point.
No, we should be okay until it gets dark.
What happens when it gets dark?
I don't like being out here when it's dark.
Why is that? What happens when it gets dark?
All the strong Pokemon come out.
Hey, we're champions. We're strong Pokemon too.
the local should be afraid of us.
Yeah.
Tucker!
We play fair. These Pokemon won't play fair.
So I could go not fair if that's the case.
Tucker picks up on this for a moment and observing the near constant nervousness that Lizard's been showing for most of this trip, Tucker does give him a side nuzzle for a second.
Hey, it's okay. If you know anything about the Pokemon here, you could tell us about them. Then we know what to watch out for.
I guess. Let's keep looking. Hopefully he's just lost.
Yeah, probably.
Tucker flops an ear since his question was dodged, but he doesn't push it.
Brooke looks down the 3 pathways and says, "Do you know what's down any of these?" Yes, Lizard.
I'm not sure.
Lizard keeps their back to the group, fidgeting with their fingers.
Well, I don't see any indication of which way he went. So I guess we should just pick one and search?
But won't that take forever?
I don't have a better idea.
Well, we know you probably didn't go in there in the tiny path on the right.
Tucker steps forward with a suggestion.
It's not too wise to split up, but sometimes we found multiple paths before and they quickly dead-ended. Maybe we could just split up to check each path for a certain distance and then come back and meet together and see what we find?
Brooke is gonna look up and see how dark it is.
It doesn't feel like you've been down here particularly long, but there's a lot less sunlight on the canyon walls than when you started.
Alright, we'll split into 2 groups.
Tucker notes the sky as well for a second.
I think I could go by myself. I can see pretty okay even if it gets darker.
Isn't that a reason you should be with somebody who can't see very well in the dark?
No, you're not going off by yourself.
Yeah, at least keep somebody with you.
Notably, there's 5 of us, so...
Alright. I don't think anybody should be going off without somebody that can see decently, though, or make light.
I'll stick with Riley and Lizard.
Hmm.
We'll explore 5 minutes and then turn around and come back here.
Okay. I'll do the same, and... well, that last path, if we don't find anything useful in the other 2, we'll just take that together.
Exactly. And if we don't see each other in 5 minutes, I guess we'll just go down the other path.
Tucker nods.
This works out because as a part of the Scooby-Doo game, I'm definitely Shaggy and you're Scooby by default. So.
Guess that means I'm Fred because I'm the leader.
Which one of us is the smart one?
You're Velma.
Why am I the smart one? Ah, fuck, we're screwed.
You're smart,
obviously,
with no
Riley
offense.
is... Riley's Daphne because he's got all the beauty.
Oh.
Oh, that is true, actually. I'm fabulous.
And you're danger prone.
That's true.
and if the live action movies are anything to go off of, my body is also a weapon.
Which makes Lizard Velma.
Lizard would be the smart one, yeah.
Jinkies.
Just get some glasses for Lizard.
The only accessory they don't have at the moment. Alright, let's go find stuff. I guess I will lead because I have the eyeballs of magic.
You have the eyeballs of magic. Alright, so you're going down which path again?
I think the central path is the one that we're gonna take.
Wait a minute, you don't have the eyeballs of magic. You got aura. That's your thing. You don't have I have the eyeballs of magic. Stop it. Don't take my ability.
But you don't have any eye-based abilities.
You can see in the dark, though.
Magical see in the dark eyes are magical.
You're a dark type. That doesn't count. Tucker's trying to be a magical girl, but you're not there yet.
I'll keep working at it.
Anyway. So, Riley, Lizard, and Brooke start to head down the central path, leading back towards Sea Spray and the ocean. Lizard's anxiety seems to curb slightly, and they finally start to step in line with Riley, holding on to the Riolu's paw.
Well, aside from Lizard feeling better, which admittedly is a good thing to find, do we find anything down this path?
Well, how would you like to investigate this path?
I don't know, look for signs of a struggle, footprints, monster bushes, I guess?
Monster bushes.
Yeah.
Munched.
Oh, munched, not monster. Oh, goodness. Okay, thank goodness. It's like, great, I need to find another grass Pokemon that's a bush.
No, we're not looking for trouble.
Alright, so that would be Insight Survival Alert.
Okay, well, can somebody help? I'm not gonna find it.
Just give me a second.
Ooh.
Hey, I did worse than you.
Oh no, Brooke.
I used all my investigation on the last roll.
Well, good thing Liz is paying attention.
Lizard points out there's another bush similar to the ones that you've been tracking, but it doesn't look terribly munched on. At least it doesn't look like there's been a horse-sized chunk bitten out of it.
Maybe he didn't come this way.
I guess we should head back then.
So, Tucker and Ralph, you're going down which end again? Left or right?
Probably left, since right was the way into the tiny cave.
Yeah.
Well, right
What?
right is a slightly bigger pathway. It still had some light going for it. Left is the darker crevasse.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna go the wider path.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
Tucker would
not
seem comfortable
nearly
going
as-
either way, but
The right path is not nearly as narrow as the switchback is, but it feels mildly claustrophobic in here. And in the shade, it almost feels like you could very easily be ambushed from above here. So I need an insight roll from both of you.
Just inside or inside survival?
Just insight for this one.
oh, max it out. We don't have the best insight though, sadly. Well,
Oof.
About that.
There's a very soft scrabbling noise, and from above, very minuscule pebbles clatter down the canyon walls. A small shower of dust following. It may have just been another Pokemon up above. As you search deeper into this path for your 5-minute duration, or at least as close as you can approximate without a watch, You find that it eventually does narrow off into a dead end. You don't find much of interest there. Well, except some bones, half buried in mud.
Tucker notes the bones and expresses to Ralph,
I don't think that's enough bones to be Mudsdale, I hope.
No, I don't think so. This would be a weird place to go. Well, no, I don't think so.
regardless, they're just buried in mud?
Yes, they're just partially buried in mud.
Is
Some of the bones are large, and a couple of them are smaller. But you don't see a skull, or at least an entire skull, so it's hard to make any identification.
Thinking about two thoughts at once, Tucker will, somewhat gingerly, but with a bit of oomph since they're buried in mud, find a acceptable femur-like bone and kind of pull it out with his teeth.
Careful about bringing that home. You know what happened last time we had a bone. Riley carried it around for a month.
Tucker looks a little bit bashful about that thought.
Well, if the bone's not important, I was thinking about helping him replace that. He seemed to like it.
Yeah,
liked it more than me.
It must be a real thing, or a vital thing. Yeah, real. Yeah, must be a real thing. Yeah.
Is Tucker able to find a rather intact bone? Okay.
Give me strength, please.
Doot.
You found a bone that you can grip onto with your teeth, but dragging it out of this mud is difficult. It's not as though it's quicksand, mind you, but it's stuck deep in there.
Ralph spits both of his hands. Ralph makes a spitting motion in each of his hands, and does a strongman pose, and he's gonna die.
Certainly a better effort.
With some combined effort, you pull out an exceptionally long femur. In fact, you're pretty sure that it's almost too long for a Mudsdale.
Tucker looks kind of relieved at this fact.
I'm not exactly a bone expert, but I'm pretty sure that these aren't from Mudsdale.
Ralph is free to make a smart logic check, if he so desires, on that.
Let us see if I can't figure it out.
Oh, I like that one. Jurek did something cute. I'll post it. Wow, that's a good roll.
I'm apparently in the encyclopedia.
Ralph, you're pretty sure that you didn't study Pokemon bones when you were a human, but you get the distinct feeling that Mudsdale bones would be incredibly thick and sturdy, whereas this is, while long, not that.
Yeah, I just know, yeah, definitely not from a Mudsdale. Alright, let's double back so they don't think that we got the right path.
If you wanted to, you could keep the bone as a club. It's just that long.
Riley needs a new one, right?
Yes, that was kind of half the reason Tucker was pulling out, in addition to expecting it better.
Yeah, he lost Well, it's submarine probably lodged in the side of a building.
Also, Eragon, lizard, if you didn't see.
Huh?
Lizard art. Just point it out.
Yeah, I saw it on
Cat.
Discord.
Okay, fair.
I thought you meant something happened while I was in the bathroom. Like, I thought it was kind of
He
good time.
fell off a cliff! No.
We're at the bottom already.
I know, it was very surprising! Who knew the cliff bottom had a cliff bottom?
Riley and Brooke,
Hi.
when you all decide to turn back, if you decide to turn back, since that was the plan,
Yeah.
Lizard becomes increasingly anxious again.
It's definitely a proximity thing. Okay.
Brooke is gonna stop. He's gonna cross his arms and say, Lizard, we're a team.
Yes, I hope so.
Do you trust?
Of course I do. And then Lizard blinks, looking down at the ground. Their little, flippy dongles drooping.
We can clearly see something's bothering you. Whatever it is, I hope you know that we will be with you.
I know. I know. I just don't want you all to get hurt.
You do know what we do for a living, right?
It's not the same. Lizard pouts, balling their little claws up into fists. It's not. I can't put you all in danger. I don't want you all in danger.
So, what are we walking into?
Lizard sighs and looks back the way you all came, to where the meeting point is. I'll show you. Because you're not going to give up until I do.
That's probably not wrong.
Well, he has been paying attention.
From that point on, during the walk, Lizard is sort of hunched over, hanging their head. They look decidedly unhappy.
Brooke is going to kneel down and give him a hug.
Lizard
He's
tries to pout and make a little squeak noise.
He's just gonna say, nothing bad will happen. I promise. We're Team Cheer. What's the worst that can happen? There's nothing we can't accomplish. Especially if we work together.
Lizard looks at Riley, then at Brooke, and gives a half-hearted nod.
We'll allow Lizard to lead the way.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Riley wasn't the one having this talk with Lizard.
Riley's in a way. That is not good.
What? What?
He's in a bad way.
Yes? When does happen?
It's been a while.
Are we just talking about... Wait, when you say a bad way, are you just talking about general Riley state? Or what?
Yeah.
Oh.
His status would be poor if you were to hover over him on like most games with a scan mechanic.
Oh no, you guys have unleashed a voice acting in me.
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, God.
I could do a decent Bubsy. This is all your fault.
Oh no.
Look, anyone tries anything, it won't end well. You're with the demon of Team Cheer, it's fine.
The demon of Team Cheer. Because, Team Cheer, of all teams, needs a demon.
You have one, so he does not take backseats. I've tried that
It's
already.
the Demon of Smiles!
The Demon of Smiles! What a fucking title.
To be fair.
What's that, Kyron?
The team name was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing.
I think it was Tucker's fault. Kind of. If I recall.
Those are just, at some point, going to just start wiggling. Can we keep going now? If it gets dark, we're going to have to find somewhere to hide, and I don't want to have to hide down here.
I assumed we were still moving.
Yeah. Once the
Well-
hug has been released.
He wants to move faster.
Yes, the hug stopped Lizard. Lizard is not a very strong thing.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you. So, question for Tucker and Ralph. Are you guys actually keeping the bone with you?
I thought that was the plan.
Tucker seems to be taking it. Since it's not really slowing them down too much to head back with. So.
How are you carrying the bone?
Mouth. The most stable. What?
So, horizontal.
Yes.
As you and Ralph are leaving the crevice, you come across a slightly thinner place, and because of the length of the bone, there is a particular clack as the ends of the bone catch.
Oh, it's just like a puppy.
you did the video of a golden retriever so happy to bring a stick through the sliding back door and just can't. You did that. All right, Tucker seems briefly confused and clacks it a second time before starting to turn his head so he can fit it through.
I had to ask which one of you was holding it, because if it was Tucker, and if Tucker was holding it in his mouth...
I walked right into that one.
You all meet up at the rendezvous point. Ralph, Tucker, Lizard looks sad.
Aw. Well, Tucker having a bone in his mouth does not greet the party immediately and lets Ralph do it. While trying over to Riley.
Well, so it's not there, but we did find something else. It's something I know you really like, Riley.
If that's not who we're looking for, is it?
No, it's not. The bone is too long and it's too light. A Mudsdale bone would be nice and heavy.
Tucker
I'm not
drops.
gonna ask how you know that.
Tucker drops the bone at Riley's feet, almost dutifully so.
That's adorable.
And expresses,
Yeah, they're buried in the mud, but they're definitely not Mudsdales. Even pulled this one out to really check. And, I thought you might like it.
he kind of wags his tail like a dog that brought something good and wants to be good.
Ralph's just gonna look at the bone and then pick it up.
You know how much you like bones.
I'm gonna smack him with it.
Well...
See, he
No,
likes
we
it.
can do
He's
that
breaking
again.
it already.
There's a hollow clocking noise as you smack Ralph's head.
Oh, his head is hollow. We all knew it was true.
That's because his brain is in his torso.
But
Pathetic.
but actually, Tucker just kind of watches that and doesn't even seem very plussed by it this time, and just expresses,
Is it a good weight?
How much did that hurt him?
I mean, are you rolling an attack?
I can roll a strike.
well, Tucker was more directing that to Riley. How's the weight balancing? Is it good?
It's pretty good.
Ralph, it clocks on your head, and you realize it's probably because of your hat. Your hat may be slightly crumpled.
Aw,
Not the hat.
it's not so lucky anymore.
The brain, that's not important, but not the hat.
Just like old times.
It's been like 3 days.
Can't we just go back?
We kind of promised we'd find him, so...
Team Cherry never leaves their promise half done. Besides, I'm not walking back up there. I'm getting right back up there. You guys gotta walk back.
You realize that's entirely possible. We won't find him in a state where he'd be able to carry you, even if he is still alive. Like that has that thought crossed your mind that we might have to carry him?
No.
Tucker, while this argument's going on, Tucker does kind of nuzzle back up the lizard.
Hey, I don't know what's going on, but I can tell you're not doing well. Look, it's okay. If you want, you can ride on my back or something if that make you feel more comfortable.
No. But thank you, Tucker. I'm sorry.
He kind of does a sad little smile and wriggles in his tail before backing away.
Lizard's right, though. We should probably keep going. Let's not waste the daylight.
Indeed, for daylight is beginning to rapidly wane.
Tucker...
Lizard,
Oh, go ahead.
Huh?
Oh, Tucker was going to relate one thing.
Plus, I did notice a few rocks fall down. Nothing major, just a little dust and rocks, but when we were in the other path, there's definitely Pokemon above us. They didn't seem like they wanted to fight or anything, but, well, we are kind of vulnerable down here.
without waiting terribly long for consensus to be made on who should lead the way, Lizard begins to trudge down the one path that was not yet checked.
Riley will follow very close behind.
It's dark, and for a moment, the shade and lack of sun might even trick you into believing that night had suddenly come upon you. And then Lizard's tail lights up, and you see on these narrow canyon walls what look to be rudimentary carvings, or at the very least, faded and eroded remnants of them. Designs that you can hardly make out, appearing here and there, Some faded to no more than what looked like scraping lines along the walls. And on the ground, there's a divot that looks like something heavy was dragged through here. As you follow down this darkened path, it widens out a bit, and you come to a somewhat roomier area, allowing you all to stand side by side if need be. When you cast your gazes up to check for sunlight, you find that there's, at least at this angle, a relatively bare line of sun at the top of the canyon wall. Though admittedly, you don't feel like it's night quite yet, so it may merely be a trick of the perspective and the height of the canyon. But on looking up, there are also crude, semi-geometric designs that seem to resemble Pokemon carved into the cliff facings. Boss reliefs. So, I need logic and instinct rolls together to see if you can determine which Pokemon these are.
Alright, well, what? I got a question for Liz once this is done.
Logic and instinct, okay.
Also,
Come on,
the music
3.
needs to...
Aw, dang. Come on, 3 gets a 1.
Cool.
The music needs to change to...
Stone Alcazar.
Oh. Oh, wait, what the... Okay. Oh, wow, okay. That's on page 2 of the dungeons, I believe. Wasn't expecting to think to this song today. Alright guys, let me know if that's a good volume. Stream goers as we talk.
Which song? Give me the option to just hit play.
What?
Did Ralph do Logic Instinct roll?
Yeah.
I have not. Logic and instinct it up. Wait, logic and instinct?
Yes.
Odd.
This is calling upon both your human memory and the instinctual recognition of your Pokemon selves. Alas, most of these carvings are too crude for you to really understand what they're meant to be, especially the distant ones. But as you progress further, you come across a great gateway carved into the wall of the canyon. A massive series of steps leading up into these gateways. 3 darkened doors, barely lit by creeping sunlight from afar. And flanking these stairs are large statues. They appear serpentine in nature, partly eroded, giving them a slightly smooth look. But originally they must have been majorly geometric in design. The faces are strange, and much of their features are smoothed over, though carved at each side of the heads are what look like the basic shapes of wings. And there are large, crater-like holes just beneath the heads. The underside carvings are still relatively intact, mildly eroded away by wind and water. Winding, curving designs, like raindrops.
So, Liz, I have many questions, but first and foremost is, what is this place?
This is where we live, Lizard says, somewhat ashamedly,
Whistle-landed
hanging
bandits?
their head.
Oh.
Hanging their head, Lizard nods. We've been hiding here for a while. Mr. Salazzle, we found it one day, so we made it our base. No one ever comes this far, so it's been safe till now.
And you reckon our missing person has been taken in there?
If Mr. Salazzle wanted them for something, probably. Or if they saw us making off with loot.
Tucker folds his ears.
Or maybe if they just accidentally found this, if this is supposed to be a secret.
Lizard shakes their head. They got dragged here. They probably found someone, or Mistress took an interest in them. Mudsdale is strong, right? She probably wanted him to move around a bunch of big blocks. We found this place like this, but there was a lot of cave inside. I didn't help, but I know a lot of other Slandits who've been carving inside for a while.
Tucker seems to be taking a moment to process all this.
I questioned a bunch of unevolved fire types' abilities to order around a second evolution ground type, but maybe if there was a whole bunch of them.
Strength in numbers, poison. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but he got earthquake and just he makes the sound effect.
Lizard shakes their head, looking at Ralph sadly. None of that matters. As soon as Mistress Salazzle comes on the scene, everybody just does what she says.
Yeah, I don't think the earthquake would do what she says, but yeah, it's my idea.
And if you don't, I didn't want to come down here. When we were at Mr. Mudbray's ranch before, I was so scared. I thought they would come up and find me and drag me away.
No, to do that, they would have to drag us all away. It would take at least, 5 of them to drag me to you.
Tucker,
What I'm trying to say is we'll protect you.
as Ralph does a rambling reassurance, Tucker plops his chin right on top of Lizard's head in a very close, sort of nuzzly manner.
Listen. That might have happened once before. And I kind of blame myself for that. But I'm not going to let anybody else ever take you away. Against your will.
Lizard sniffles, rubbing at their eyes. I know. I just didn't want to bring you all here.
I hope you just find something and go. I don't want you all to get hurt.
But, just so we're clear, we do have your permission to hurt your former boss? You know, should it come to that.
I guess if we can get that far.
Riley is going to go over to Liz, just scoop him up and hug him. You're not gonna let her take anyone, okay?
Okay. Lizard sniffles, trying their darndest to hug everyone back as much as possible. But there's only so much lizard arm to go around.
Poizaz points something out, and I'd like to actually address it because it's an interesting detail. Tucker got taken too at one point. This is why he's so serious, and why he actually does feel guilty about letting Lizard get out of his sight during the arena situation. So he's quite serious that Lizard will not be taken again. He's been on both sides of that before.
Kyrio pings twice.
Sorry.
The what?
I hit tab by accident.
What's that do? Oh, that. Right.
Arrows!
Yay.
Brooke is going to look at Lizard seriously and say, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but it's not too late to go back if you want to. You don't have to come with us.
Tucker nods to that.
But... no. I had to sit on the sidelines when you went to the island and no.
Brooke just smiles and pats his head. I figured, but I felt like it would be good to offer anyway. We're in this together until the end.
Nobody's forcing you to come, but if you do come, you got this, Liz.
Inhaling deeply through their nose, Lizard puts on a brave face, nods. Okay. There's going to be a lot of traps inside. We put them all in there just in case we got found out, and nobody was around to make sure they didn't leave. But there should also be a stock of antidotes somewhere. So if we get poisoned, we just need to find that room.
Alright, I do have one anti-poison berry for before that.
It won't be enough. If there's a bunch of others landed in there, not to mention Mistress Salazzle.
I've taken a Salazzle before. I think I could take another one.
Mistress Salazzle is on a whole nother level. Why do you think we've been mostly not caught?
Well,
She
sure.
may
It's worse.
level, but I feel as though no one wants to see me get completely serious.
Lizard's expression is sad and mildly fearful as they look up at Riley. I don't want that. I know we have to complete the mission. I wish we could go home. It doesn't matter. I'll try and help you avoid the traps, but I don't know what's changed since I've been in here. I've been away for a while. Most of us try to stay away as long as possible. But that just means we get to test the new traps all the time. I'm as ready as I'll get. So, please, Team Cheer, please help me.
Of course.
No problem.
Absolutely. That's what Team Cheer does.
Exactly. We'll help you all the way through, and we'll help Mudsdale too.
Salandit looks up at the sky for a minute, blinking away whatever tears were welling up in their large eyes. Maybe if we're lucky, a bunch of them will be sleeping and we can just sneak in. But I can't make any promises. It's not like there are any schedules or anything, like with the pioneers. It's all messy and all over the place. Maybe it's supposed to be like that.
We'll get through either way, I'm sure of that.
Oh, that surprised me for a second.
Everything's suddenly very blue.
There you go. If only you could name states.
Yeah, that would be useful. Well, you can, technically.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Because the state... Yeah, the idle states have names.
Well, then they have description names, but like you can't. When I'm selecting when you select a state, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you mouse over
it's
those
effects.
What I'm saying is,
Yeah, the effects can have names, not
Yeah.
not states.
yeah.
Sad.
States cannot be. I wish you could hover over a state and see its name or description. That'd be nice. Can't do
That
though.
would be nice, but can't have everything.
Nope.
But yeah, Lizard looks towards the steps leading up into this toxic den. They're as ready as they're going to be. But the choice to enter remains yours. Lizard has now begged Team Cheer for their help in this matter. Perhaps more than anyone else. This free Salandit wants to be free of the past. And I believe that's where we'll end for today.
I figured as much. Here we go again.
Dramatic cliffhanger!
Oh man, here we go again, meme. It's Lizard walking up to us, Lassel. Yeah, the meme of the protagonist from GTA San Andreas. Oh shit, here we go again.
I'm gonna assume everybody knows. I'm pretty sure you don't need to describe it, because if I know the meme, then everybody knows the meme, because I don't know memes. So
of course, everybody should know this meme because that meme has already been recreated using freaking timer.
Oh yeah, that's true too, actually. Good point. Even if you don't know the meme, there you go, it's right there. Alright, so, Car. There's probably not a lot of experience to go around for the session, but I still should ask.
Standard 2 experience for everybody.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we did not actually get into the dungeon, so...
We're at the gateway.
Do I get anything for sacrificing my seawater?
That was valuable, you know. You earned Tucker brownie points. That you earned.
You earned positive karma.
You earned positive karma of Tucker.
Yeah.
You can now redeem it for fluffy dog cuddles or something. I don't know.
Wow, Lizard has a whole 50 XP.
Nice.
Earn reputation with the married.
Oh, buddy, what is he saving that for?
I wonder if Lizard's gonna like pick up a move right when it counts in the dungeon or something.
You're gonna remove one of Riley's promo points with that 50 XP.
I bet he would if he could.
I have an idea, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Now I'm curious.
We'll see if it happens.
You probably know what I'm going to do, and I'm not sure whether I should be happy or not.
I'm not sure at all what he's on about.
I think Kyrio is smarter than he looks. Actually, he's pretty smart how he looks, though. I mean, I have no idea is what I'm saying. I'm stupid.
But yes, just a standard 2 experience this session.
Okay.
I'm sorry it dragged on a little bit.
That's fine.
That was fun.
It's fine. We had to get back to the ranch, get our mission objectives, and have a little exploration here and there.
And suffer old man Mudbray's voice.
How far did our party travel to get to this location?
So... how does the tune of 5.5 hours sound to you?
That sounds
Wow,
reasonable.
that's longer than I expected.
The canyon is large.
By the way, who here knows what an Alcazar is? It's okay, it's kind of an uncommon term, but...
I'm pretty sure I know.
I don't know if I have... Let me, for last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put an image down.
I want to say it's like a fortress.
Yeah, it is a form of fortress, basically. Let me get the wiki definition. A type of Moorish castle or palace in Spain and Portugal built during the Muslim rule.
Oh.
It's a very specific type of fortress. Karserus, would you mind Google image searching Alcazar and just picking out what you think would be appropriate? Because I'm not entirely sure.
Sure.
Ah, Moors.
Oh, like, literally the Wikipedia image is good.
Okay. I was thinking that one's fine, but I wanted to double check. Alright, I'll put that down for next time.
Next time on Pokemon.
There's a Doom level set in an area like that.
Oh. I think there's also a Serious Sam level like that instead in this kind of
That's
environment.
the entirety of Serious Sam.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, we'll head into the deathly highs of the Samantha Blended Fruit.
I only caught half of that, but yes. Alright, let me save the table. Oops, not load, save. There. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I guess next time will be a very important story dungeon. That I did not expect us to hit, but it kind of makes sense, actually, too. Finally, an explanation as to why Lizard was so nervous. You actually set that up for quite a while, didn't you, Car?
Yes, I did. I've been sitting on this for so long.
Yeah, I'm curious too. This Salazzle must be serious business if a Mudsdale was captured by it.
Well, you know.
A rather. A very sturdy second evolution ground type.
A sturdy
high power and earthquake.
True, but a sturdy horse though. Horses don't really work great in enclosed spaces, while little lizard things do.
And I want to remind you that the leaders of the Pioneer Club are kind of super powerful for Pokemon. So I'm assuming that we're dealing with that level of Pokemon.
I'll say this, she's not nearly as broken as they are. She's just good at hiding her tracks.
I don't expect sheer power, I expect wile.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, I was thinking about
really?
how... I guess I was just thinking like a wave battle or something, like a Mudsdale would use Earthquake and KO all 5 of them, like 5 in one shot.
But you could he probably did KO some Salandits. I'm not saying he probably didn't. I'm saying that the problem is you can only direct attack in one direction. Is what I'm trying to say. And if there's enough wild numbers and terrain advantage, then yeah, he'll get overwhelmed eventually.
Something Pokemon Dynasty Warriors.
Or something Pokemon StarCraft Zerg Rush or something like that. Remember, it's a Salazzle we're talking about. We don't have any idea what numbers she has, but it's quite feasible to say she has quite a few Salandits under her control. Because that's kind of Salazzle's thing.
Also, really, Kyrio, going and reminding everyone she sounds like Yzma.
Well,
yes, deadly poison. Poison for Riley, Riley's poison. That poison. Poison for Riley.
Very dumb, but okay. Yeah, let's pick up the tally of the number of times Riley's been poisoned. We're gonna tick that up by 1.
Watch him not get poisoned in this dungeon.
I'm the only one.
I imagine we get to Mudbray or Dale. Dale's second, right?
Mudsdale.
I imagine we get to Mudsdale and he's like, I fought him off as long as I could, but I ran out of power points and started struggling.
There's also the observation of poison, though. Also, Mudsdale could have been weakened by poison. That will get you.
Anyone that's going to try and tell me Mudsdale cannot be poisoned because it's a ground type, let me remind you that Salazzle have corrosion.
Yeah, I was going to point out that even our lizard has that. Corrosion is basically the no, I'm going to poison you, fuck you move.
Yes, poison types, steel types, ground types, all capable of being poisoned. Also, really, is ground not immune to poison?
I didn't think so. Actually, in fact, if I recall, isn't poison super effective against ground?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's the other way around, actually. So yeah, he would be KOing some Salandits most likely, but the poison will still poison, regardless.
My headcanon is he ran out of power points.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Ground is just super effective against poison and fire, so it's 4 times advantage.
Yeah, he'd be plinking Salandits one-shotting very much so. But again, it doesn't matter if there's just too many Salandits. You can't KO every single one of them.
No, because Earthquake only has like 5 power points.
And I think we can assume at this point, Salazzle's is not going to be the sort to go, oh, well, maybe, I don't want my Salandits to get KO'd. She probably doesn't care. Can't say for sure, but she probably doesn't care.
It's kind of been established via Lizard that Salazzle does not care if the Salandits get trashed.
Given Lizard's level of fear, yeah.
Given the fact that Lizard, actually did not complain as much as they should have when Pioneers were using them as a trap finder. Yeah.
This is just my life. Well, I hope you got your bone club ready, because you're going to need it.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a new bone, so...
I got the Move Bone Club.
By the way, how are you using Bone Club when you lost your bone?
Aura.
Okay.
Aura bones.
This is probably slightly faster to actually have a bone, though.
Hey, Car, if I have both a bone and an Aura Bone, can I use Bone Club twice in the same combat round?
I mean,
Isn't Bone
penalty.
Club a multi-action move anyway?
That'd be Bone Rush.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
that's Bone Rush. Bone Club technically...
If you want to upgrade me to Bone Rush, I'm not gonna say no, but...
You need to earn that on your own.
Maybe
Do
you
the
could
best.
use... Well, you can't use the move twice in a turn, but maybe if you used an Aura Bone Club and the actual Bone Club, that would be okay.
That would
That's
be
kind of-
the same as using Bone Club and Strike.
Yeah, that's true.
Strike isn't 2 times super effective. It's
Yeah, that's the sad thing. Like striking with a bow, probably not a ground move. Even though every bone move is a ground move, I think. In Pokemon, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Boomerang is in fact a ground move. Hurling it like a boomerang, ground move.
Bone Great Club. That would be a interesting upgrade to Bone Club.
Well, should it accuracy -4 as opposed to the crappy
Accuracy
-2?
-4, flinch dice 3, strength +4.
Yeah, but this is me. I'd miss.
It's
I know
one
I
of
have
those.
8 dice, but I'd still miss. Like I'll do it right now.
Isn't there weapons?
-4.
There are indeed weapons. They're right.
Ooh.
Which bag is it? Oh, right, this one.
There's an item called a thick club that is a heavy bone piece, and it gives you 2 strength.
Wait, where?
So is that the item I got, or am I just holding a generic bone again?
Wait, Kyrio, where?
It's in the held items.
Oh. Oh! Forgot about that. I'm looking at weapons. There's a rock hammer. That only has... Actually doesn't have any accuracy loss dice. Weird.
Yeah, it's just a hammer. I want a sword. Give Riley a sword.
Tooth
Let me
spears.
sharpen your bone.
Tooth spear. The zapper's ready for Ralph when he earns it.
Yeah, Riley, if you're looking for a sword, that may be a ways off.
Look, I'm gonna get a sword in one of my campaigns, whether you like it or not. And if it's not the
Word.
hyper-intelligent frog that's getting a sword, it's Riley.
What was the held item called
Word.
again?
Thick club.
Thick Club. Ah, there it is. Of the Cubone and Marowak racked to the remains of this heavy bone piece. Strength +2. Okay.
I mean, if that's the item that I got given, then that'd be quite useful, saying that up me to 7 fucking strength.
If that's the case, Tucker
No.
deserves pets.
I mean, you could make it just a ground-typed rock hammer, maybe?
No, it's a bone.
It just doesn't
You
want to
do
make
not
me.
get a strength bonus.
Why not? Make me stronger. Make me strong enough to crunch people between my hands.
You know what?
That
If you
would be-
want a bone that actually does something for you, perhaps you need to like seek out like, okay, what creature, what Pokemon is like really got a really strong skeleton? Where might some remains of such a Pokemon
I
be?
gotta go kill God. Gotcha. Okay.
You want to go for fossil Pokemon.
Yeah, you probably want to go for something ancient.
Okay, well, I was already hucking them around like skipping stones. I mean,
Kabuto
we know
don't
where
count. Kabuto are the trash of fossil Pokemon.
That is mean because Kabuto make excellent shields.
I mean, yeah, but that's not to
cast
their
a
benefit.
attack on their asses and beat the shit out of them with a shield.
Omnimite and Kabuto are just trash fossil Pokemon. They evolve fine, but they're pre-evos. They're just very basic for being fossils. Grab a Relicanth if you want a interesting fossil Pokemon. I'm pretty sure it's tough.
Yeah, but it's less the bones and more the shell.
Then again, fish bones are thin. And true. You probably want to go after a Cranidos, actually. That would probably be your best bet, or a Bastiodon.
Or a not a Tyrannotaro.
I mean, we know one of those T-Rex.
Tyrantrum?
I'm sure
Yeah,
the Zords
Tyrantrum.
would not be too upset if I murdered one of his employees and took their skeleton.
Wait, what? Wait, sorry, I only cut the last part of that. What was the first part?
Sure, the Zorksona would not be too upset if I killed one of his employees and took their skeleton.
Why him? why his employees?
Because that's where we saw the T-Rex.
Oh, that's true, actually. I forgot about him.
So I can go kill him and take his bones.
That's exceptionally chaotic evil of you.
Look, we're not even in C-spread anymore.
Look, it's okay to contemplate murder if I can't do it.
Well, to be fair, I have killed 2 people. Well, they were already basically dead, but I did kill 2 people.
You mean the deer?
Zombie deer. Like, I punched one's head off.
Look, Tucker killed one too. Do you think he's a murderer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rude.
Brooke's a murderer.
It was more of a mercy. That was a mercy kill.
Mercy. Cool motive. Still murder.
What about Lamp? Yeah, well.
That was definitely murder.
Alright, anyways, though, I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I think we'll end it here. I gotta do a little bit of a chatty chat with the player group. So I'm gonna end the stream here. You guys have a great night. I am going to see you guys on Friday for more Spyro challenge run stuff. So if you want to see a gigantic Spyro struggle to get through levels that are slightly too small for him, and us struggling to try to get to the end of it, but also having a lot of fun along the way, come by Friday. It's good times. Aside from that, I hope you guys enjoy your Thursday, and I will see you guys then. Good night, everyone, and peace out until Friday.